So I got my friend Ruff Pops here, the Michael Hunt, also known as Redeemer Visuals. How you been, bro?
Good, brother.
All good, eh?
You know, happy to be here, bro. Thanks for having me here.
Nah, all good. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you coming on. I think just to kick off things real quick, that way I'll probably get the conversation rolling and then we'll just see where we go from there. You want to just share maybe 3 quick facts about yourself? So these facts are just in general, just who you are as a person, whatever it may be, but 3 facts.
Share
that.
Family man.
Yeah.
I come from, a big family. Everything we do is for Jesus and for God. So, really love that side of me, and Brisbane-based video, dancer, musician, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sports person. Well, not a sports person, but, we grew up playing sports, so, athletic, and love all that stuff too. So I think that's what helps me with all my video, because I don't stick to one kind of genre. But
yeah. Nice. I think we'll just go back a little bit to like your starting.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it a little bit. So you're saying that you started off with audio.
Yeah.
You're doing a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And then you transitioned into like videography.
Yeah.
So can you just run us back a little bit quickly on that part there?
So I think at the time I was studying. I think it was 2010. I was studying at JMC Academy. I was doing audio engineering, so I studied that for a few years. Got my diploma and a few things, but I just fell out of love with it. I was music producing, DJing at nightclubs, doing all that kind of stuff. But then I fell out of love with it. I went traveling, and well, the real thing is I broke off my ex. And I just like everything at that time. I just left it behind. So I didn't finish studying because I was like not in a good world. And then, bro, I got my tax back, booked my flights, went on a Europe trip. And then I just fell in love with video. I was just videoing, making little videos. I'd always been doing like little video edits. For the family and for myself. But so until I got back home, and one of my boys asked me if I could do a video for him. I was like, I don't have a camera, but I'll give it a crack, So I'm off my phone.
How long ago was this?
So this was
like the year.
The year, I'd say, like when I got into videoing, it's probably what would I say? 2018, 17.
True.
Around then.
What were you using? Like, what did they give you at that time to shoot with?
At that time, I was using my iPhone.
The iPhone?
Yeah, I used my iPhone. So if you watch like original Total fitness videos, they're all filmed off my iPhone.
Oh, you did the Total back then?
Total, their first videos. That's when they were training at just at the park. At the basketball courts. Back then. I filmed off my iPhone, then I filmed, and then my mate asked if I could film in his cafe, but I didn't want to rock up with my iPhone, so I borrowed my little cousin's camera. I don't know what she had, some Panasonic old camera, but I didn't even know how to use it. I picked it up the night before, rocked up, and just, bro, winged it, bro. I was like, I'm sure this is right, what I mean? And made something from that. And then with all the money that I had from these other videos, I bought a camera.
Dang.
I bought my first camera, which was a Panasonic G7.
Nice. We'll just backtrack a little bit. So when you're shooting on your phone, the iPhone back then, going back there now, would you say like the quality was good enough, like with what you were filming back then?
It was like the creativity and the eye was there. And I think at that time I was like, had effects as well and all that. But I had, I think, still the same taste. Oh, bro.
9,
I don't
10?
know. No, not even that. I think it was like around like 8, 7. 8, 9 maybe. Yeah, probably that.
I'm just wondering, was that maybe like in 1080p back then, maybe for the setting wise? Because I think 4K has only been maybe 2 years on the iPhones.
I think it may have been 1080.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that's cool, bro. Because I was the same. I started with phone like in 2018, but I just what did I have, like a Sony Xperia. I think it was Xperia back then.
Yeah.
And I was just using my phone. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like about like 4K,
Yeah.
1080. I didn't know the difference between the two. I think I just turned it on
and just press record. You know.
Push record. Yeah, that's it.
Or I think it was like in 4K. No, it must be 1080, like 60p. You know. I still didn't know.
Did you have the phone stabilizer?
No, they didn't have stabilizers back then.
Oh, just straight hand.
I'm pretty sure.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Yeah. Because I think for me, I didn't even know that there was a phone stabilizer in 2018 until I caught up with my friend Jero. And he was telling me, because I saw his like some of his stories, and like his phone looks so smooth moving. So I asked him, I was like, oh, what's that? How did you make it like that? And he told me about the stabilizer.
Funny story, I still use his gimbal that I bought off him.
Oh,
the one I use today. I have like the newer gimbals, but I just feel like the older one works better for me, and I still use it. And I bought it off him. Shout out Jerome. The man.
Oh man, that's funny, like how you still like cross roads with people from way back then till now. You still like keep connected. Look at Jerome now. So Jerome with my iPhone, or with my phone stabilizer, and him with your actual. What was that one? The Ronin. SE.
Yep, Ronin S.
The big one.
Yeah,
true.
I still use the oldie, bro. But for me, it's whatever gears I have. I'll use it to the death. Yeah.
I think that's an important point there, though. That you said, like, I think with gear, it's really important for us to like get familiar and trust in what we have. Like, try and use what we have right now to create whatever it is, and know everything really well before you look to try and upgrade.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like you can have the best camera, but it doesn't mean that you're creative. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you have that creative eye, even with the worst stuff, and you can still do a good project, or like film just as good as someone else with a good camera.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you can tell the difference, like from a bad camera to a good camera. But like if you have, you can still be creative for on a beginner camera.
That's 100% true. I think it just makes the upgrade more worth it, when you do upgrade, you know what's gonna come with the new setup, because you've pushed what you currently have to the limit. You know. But this lens, it's not cheap, bro. So you just wanna
nah,
this lane is not
bro.
a cheap lane.
Definitely,
that's good, bro. That's a good throwback for you to use phones. So you used that, then you used your cousin's camera.
I used my cousin's camera first.
First,
and then I bought a G7.
G7.
So I filmed
What's a G7? That's before the G5,
GH5, way before that. Way before that.
What was the G7? What was the specs in that thing?
It done 4K. 4K.
Oh, yeah?
I'd like to say 4K 60. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. They would have been the first to do 4K 60,
I'm not sure.
GH5, because when I got
I got
the Sony 6500, it didn't have 4K 60. Only 4K 30.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure done for but you know what I mean. At the time I just was doing anything with like whatever camera. Like I just go, that does slow mo. I'll do the slow mo. By the time I smashed that camera. I've done a few weddings. With that until I upgraded to the GH5. I only got into GH5 is because of Dave Parker. He's like, oh bro, this camera's pretty gun, I was like, oh yeah, sweet. Sold me on it, so I bought it. Got the Sigma 1835. And then, bro, I've done so many videos with that. That was like my favorite camera. All manual focus, all that kind of stuff. Done like some music festivals with it. Music videos, weddings.
Far up. See, I think like that's a major thing that you learned from that camera is like the manual focus, because they now give you manual auto. You can play with either one because you've got that experience. I don't have the manual experience. I just went straight Sony, and that's all I ever know to this day.
But it's handy though, bro.
But I think like having that ability to know manual focus, you can give it a nice look, you know, and control what you wanna want from it. Far out. So you shot on the GH5 for a couple of years. Well, what would you say? A year, 2 years running on that, or a bit longer?
Man, I still use it to this day.
To this
it's
day.
like a spare camera.
You still have it?
I still have it. Yeah,
You still have it.
You know, just having another camera on the wedding days, you know, on the tripod.
Yeah, yeah.
Just another camera there.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So usually, like on a wedding day, I have like my one, the A7S3, my main camera. Then I have a FX3 as well, and then I have my GH5 as well, just floating around somewhere. Yeah.
Bro, FX3. How do you find that camera?
It's all good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. For me, I feel like it's almost the exact same as A7S3.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there any little differences between the two that you would say? Or?
There are. I think it allows to do certain things. It's what do you call Netflix approved, I think. But to me, as long as it gets my job and feeds my family, that's all I care about.
You know? 100%.
You know, everyone's like, "Oh, this camera's better." I was like, oh, "That's alright. That doesn't bother me." But I'll slowly get there. If I really need to upgrade and like you know, if I have a purpose for it, then I might get it. But at the moment, like I think for all the work that I do, I don't really need. You know. Yeah.
So going back to the GH5, your first lens with that was like a zoom lens.
Yep.
Yeah. Was that how long did you just use that combo for a while, or did you get more lenses along the way?
Had like a 50 prime. And 1835. They were just my main ones. Yeah. I had two I had GH5 and GH5S.
What's the difference? What's the S?
S was just a little bit better at night time, but it had no stabilization. So like GH5, I think the main reason I really liked it was because of the IBIS. The body stabilization was like so good, like you know, it was like almost like walking with a gimbal, but just having a handheld. Which was good.
Okay.
So I had my 1835 on my main one, the one with the IBIS, and then I had the 50mm on my S, which is tripod or on the gimbal.
Yeah. Oh, mean. For yourself, like, because we're talking on those two types of lenses, prime and zoom.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one out of the two? Like, which one you would prefer?
Preferably I use zoom. Yeah. Zoom lens because I'm always punching in and out. What do you call? I just feel it just works better for me.
Yeah.
I don't really use. It's only if after a particular shot, then I'll use like a prime. You know, but most of the time it's zoom. Yeah. Because sometimes I want to go in a bit closer, but still be out. You know what I mean? So at the moment,
you like that versatility, in the spot. Yeah.
Because at the moment with my Sony, I have two lenses, so I either use the 70-200. Or I think it's the 24-70.
24-70.
But 24-70 is my main one. People are like,
that's
what
a good
lenses are you
range.
using? You know, I was like, oh, I just use this, the 2.8. Bro, it does everything I need.
Yeah. With that, like, it's just an idea for me. Like, when you're shooting, say, for example, your music video clips, and you're punching in and out. Do you do it as you're recording, or you just do it in post?
If I'm after for that look, then if I'm after that look, I'll do that. You know, some is nice, like when you know that fast zoom in, fast zoom out. It just adds that little like effect, you know. But then on post, I'm always punching in and punching out, like you know, zooming in and out, like in post as well. It just adds like a, I don't know what it does, bro, but it just gives it that extra look, bro. You know, when say like for a music video, I'm always like, if you see me, I'm like running in pretty fast with my gimbal, coming back out. But then when you add your make what do you call your post zooms, and you come in, bro, it just
on top of you running in and out,
different element to it, you know?
True.
Because you're going in fast, but then when you zoom in, it's like
Oh, I think I've seen that look.
So
what you're talking about.
Or everyone does that, or they do like the vertigo effect. You know, when you're going in and then like you're zooming out in post.
The background,
so like, you know, it just does the vertigo dolly effect.
I think man, now that he's explained it like that, I think I've seen that, and I was wondering as well. I was like, how does this guy like zoom in while he's shifting,
more dynamic,
while he's shifting across the artist, but it's punching into the artist at the same time?
So I think every movement I do, if I'm going like orbiting around, or like, and I'm going forward, I'll zoom in. Even if it's just a little bit or whatever, depending how dramatic you want to make it look. So everything I do, I add zoom. So like if I'm coming back, if stuff. Like, you know, if I'm orbiting back or, you know, coming back, I always add a zoom out.
Yeah.
So like I edited my 4K in a 1080, what do you call, timeline.
Yeah.
Saying like, you know, your frame will be 50, and then you start like 57, zoom out to 50. So you know, it's always coming back, or you go forward or whatever.
Yeah.
But music videos, I'll go from like, you know what I mean, like when it goes 50. So I'll go like 50 to like 85 or something. You know? So like when you're going fast, but you can tell when it's like overdone. You know, when it just looks like too zoomed in. But you just got to find that balance.
And I think it comes down to the creative, right? That's part of the process of you being a creative, is like you do what looks good to you, right? And if it doesn't, if you do it and then you post it and then you watch it back and you're like, oh, you're not happy with that, all good, do it for the next one. Hey, you just take it, adapt. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we're always failing or stuff. I think that's where people, I think they think in themselves like, oh, I don't like it, so everyone else is not gonna like it. I'm not gonna post it. You know, I was like, bro, I'm sure like one person out of this whole world will like it, and then you'll get some good feedback. You know.
Nah, that's a good point you brought up there, because that's a big issue for some people. Hey, you know, especially when you start out. If it's like your first, your second or your third post, you still get that nervousness, that bit of a build up and anxiety. You know,
always. But even when you like see someone, you know, like you'll be working and then you see like a videographer that you really like, and they're watching you, and like you're like, oh, bro, like, oh, you get all nervous. You know, just do your thing. You know?
Exactly.
I used to like see them, but like, you know, at the moment you're like, oh, this is cool. They get to see what you do. So man, just give it a crack, go hard.
And it's good that you say that, because we were once there. You know, like
still am. You know?
We were once there where we were just like, damn. So and so is here, you know, you get that little bit of a build up and that, but I think it comes down to you and your personality and your mindset, right? But I think for you, have you been in a position like that where you've had others? What do? Do you go over and talk to them and encourage them along?
Oh, if I'm there, well, I always ask if they want help or anything, you know, and then, you know, they always like, oh, what should I do? I was like, man, I'm here to watch you, or you know, it's your shoot, you do you. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not trying to change it, like influence them to do it. Like, that's why people choose that people, because they want you. You know what I mean? But I give them tips if they want it. You know? That's a good point you said there. Like, people choose. That's the other thing. When you put out your work there, you're gonna attract people that love your work, right? Same for me. Like, when I put out my weddings there, people will come to me because they love the look that I give. That's the beautiful thing about this art, like this type of creativity plenty
thing.
of work for everyone.
Plenty of work. And like what you said, when you post, there'll be certain people that will love your work. You know, so they will come to you. But it's, if we don't post it, then you'll never know.
What's the use of it being in the vault?
That's the flip side to it, right?
Definitely.
So if you can like get over that mentality and just like put it out there, just for the sake of,
it's just like anything, you know.
And then look at it now, it slowly becomes the normal. Where you're you just post now without thinking, because it's just like, oh yeah, I've done this one, put it out there, move to the next. I think that's a big thing. That's one of your biggest strengths that you have. I think you just drop it and then you've got that much work backing on you. You just shift your whole focus to the next one.
I guess you have to.
Because I know with you shot a variety of videos, bro. Weddings, corporate, you know, fitness. You've worked with so many. And I think your festivals, bro. That's massive, right?
Definitely.
How has it been for you jumping from like, you know, one category to another, if that's the right word? You know what I mean? Like, did you eventually come around to like a mindset to understand, oh, this is the look I like for weddings, and this is what I'm gonna do here? Obviously, when you go to corporate, you're not gonna make the same look. Give us some insight to that.
So initially, when I first started, I just only wanted to be like a wedding filmmaker. Because I watched my when I got my wedding video from these this couple, Free Sky Films. They done my wedding, and like, bro, I was like crying. Like, felt so good. I was like, bro, I want to make every couple feel like this. So like, you know, I made some ordinary, you know, wedding videos, and to the day now, like to now, I like, you know, I think I make some pretty good wedding films. You know, some pretty ones that connected. Like for me, if it doesn't hit if it doesn't like make me feel good, it's not going to make them feel good. Like you know, and me it's like music choice, you know. But jumping around to all these different you know, genres and all that, wedding to music videos. For me, because I like to dabble in so many things, you know. Like I just feel like, why sit in one pocket when you can go in like all these other things, and like, you know, it allows for me like more freedom and more creativity. You know,
and your portfolio is very diverse, you know. Like.
So when I was doing weddings at the time, I was like taking my VHS camera around. Back then, no one was even doing that. No one was even doing it. Like I hadn't seen anyone else do it.
VHS.
Yeah, like so I'd take my old vintage cameras. This was
Is that the one with the tapes, or?
Yep, with the tapes.
Yeah.
So I'd take it with the tapes, and I'd take it home, play it, and then I'll just record it on my camera, like, you know, my camera. So it still has that vintage look, but so I just record off the TV and chuck that in there. But back no one was doing that kind of stuff. And that would just add a different look, you know. But then it started getting saturated. Everyone started doing it as well, and then I was like, oh, okay. I just took it back, and I stopped doing it. But yeah, doing music videos, I was doing the exact same stuff.
So with that type of work, when you're jumping around, did you eventually come around to like certain looks that you liked for a commercial, and then like or do you kind of just vibe off depending when you're editing?
So me, like, I have like pretty much the same process of how I film most things. So like so wedding, music videos, whatever, I make sure I do all my safe shots. So that's your, say like if you got your subject of like a bride or the rapper, whoever, the fitness person, or, you know, the athlete, you always do your safe shots. So you go in for your, you know, going in forward and back with your gimbal, orbits, tripod still shots, you know, framing them, like, you know, in your thirds.
And those are your
safety shots. And then I'll go be like experimental.
Do some creative stuff.
Handheld moves, your whips, your fast, going in fast and in and out. And then when I get home, everything starts when I edit my music. So finding the right music, finding the right songs.
So that's how you start. Put on the music or you find the song that you feel.
And then I'll mix it.
You
know, and then I'll chop
mix
it
the
up.
song.
So I'll chop it up, remix the song. Use some.
So when you say chop it up, like you're gonna chop it up and put extra beats in there, or
depending on what I want.
Background,
So coming from like a DJ background, you know, I have some DJ programs where like strips the music. You know? So this is what do you call so like, you know, you chuck in like a song that you like, and you can strip the beat off. You know, because some music sounds good and it's like more dramatic if there's no beat in it. You know, you're like having the build up, you know, and then add in some sweeps and all your sound effects, and I do that first before I chuck in my start laying my videos.
Far out.
So that's with everything. So with my wedding, I have my first song, and then, you know, take the lyrics in and out, and, you know, have just the instrumental playing, and then that's where I slot in, like, you know, certain parts where I want the bride to be talking, or the groom to be talking. Then bring the music back in, build up, and then drop again. You know? And it's the same thing if I was doing like you know, recording like a rugby team. You know, have the training, have like a build up, something to work to, you know, and then have like them talking or whatever.
So see how you're talking about that. For example, if you've got your song on there and then you've done everything that you want to do to the song with your add-ins, do you kind of look for certain shots and then place it? Like, for example, you know, if there's a peak, then you've got in mind, this is the shot that I want to slap in there, and then I'll slap in this one, and you've obviously got some gaps in between. Just fill them up. So I do the same thing.
So, you know, you look for your biggest moments. You know, with those ones where the song hits the most, you know, you put in those big moments. And then you have your fill-in shots, you know, which fills in all those little gaps, and then you have those little parts where the music is transitioning, you know, like that's when you're adding all your movement stuff, you know. You know, some people they do it all wrong, like, you know, they'll just chuck it in and it's just like videos to music. Where it's like, you know, you don't even feel anything, you know, but it needs to flow.
Yeah.
Like your video needs to flow.
Yeah. And I think like that's something that you'll eventually come around to. Like for a new creative, you know, they'll eventually get to that point.
Yeah, of course.
I know, like for myself, when I first started, I got inspired by a lot of other people's videos. So obviously I'm gonna watch them, and then I'll take some of their ideas. What I see, I'm like, oh, that angle or that shot looked good. I'm gonna go and try it on my one. I might add my own little spin on it, but doing all of that when I first started got me to eventually get to a look that I liked for me. The same for you, eh?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you watch movies, watching anything, you're watching everything around you, you know, and you're like, and you just find looks and a style that fits. Like for me, I know my style now. Like I think most of my videos kind of look like, you know, you can tell if it was one of my videos kind of thing. Well, yeah, it's just the way I shoot and the way I edit is like, I know I can I can smash it.
I think that's the best thing, that's the best way to put it. When you have a certain look that you have for yourself, if you have people that followed you along, followed your style for, you know, years and all of that, they'll be able to do that. They'll be able to look at a video and be like, oh, that's Ruff's signature right there, you know. Even though we know beforehand that because it's off your page, but you can see the similarities where we're like, oh yeah, that's what he does, like, you know. Same thing for when they watch like Mark, they were like, oh yeah, that's Mark's style there, Parker, everybody.
I think that's what makes everyone different.
You
know, like, and this going back on what we said before, that people choose people that, you know, you know, like, oh, I'll go to that person because I like how he does that. And it's not because he's better or, you know, or he's worse or whatever, or he's cheaper, or it could be, you know. But you know, everyone's got different tastes. And like, they like that kind of style. Some, like, you know, say like real estate, you know, someone might like, oh, we have older clients, we just need basic videos, you know, we don't need all that flashy, fast music, you know, we just like this, you know. So it's everyone goes for like different tastes. What
would be your advice for like someone who's looking to go in and be diverse, like you, for example? What would your best advice be for them?
Just give it a crack, eh?
Give it all a go, eh?
Yeah, why not? You know, like, I think if you give it a crack, like everything, you'll know if you don't like it or not. You know,
100%.
It's just putting yourself out there. You know, you want to be able to, you know, at the end of the day when you're doing it, you'll know that, like, oh, that was a good project, and like I want to film more of that. You know, for me, like, if it's like a music festival, I love that feeling. You know, when you see the crowds are hyped, and you know, it's just mad adrenaline, and you're like, you have to try capture that, and then show that to everyone.
That's what you want to, exactly,
you know?
100%.
Like, so that's why, like, you know,
similar thing to weddings, just a flipped, different type of energy, right?
But like, you want to try to take that with every video you do. You know, like, I know it's like totally different, like if you're going to film like a corporate thing, but you got to make that feeling, you know, translate it, and to everyone else, and like, oh, I need that film or whatever, you know. I need to buy that house, you know. That's why they come to you. It's not like just making a video just for the sake of making the video, you know. So like just having a crack, and then I think the main thing is trying to you know, display that and like show that, like, something like that.
Because that's absolutely true. I know for me, when I was trying different things, I learned some of them I didn't learn straight away, but some of them I was after doing one, I realized, oh no, that's not for me. You know, but what might not be good for me will be good for somebody else. You know, that's why this creative space is massive, eh? Like there's, like what you said, there's space for everybody. There's space for everybody, eh?
It's like I'm just leaving the club now. I used to do videos at the nightclub. You know, for me, I don't like the environment, but someone else might. You know, they like doing, you know, but it's not for everyone. You know, what's not for everyone might be something for someone.
100%. But you'll never know unless you give it a go.
Unless you give it a go, you know. I don't think there's not too many things I wouldn't shoot, but I shoot pretty much everything.
Would you say, like, because you've started shooting around with all these different lanes, did it kind of give you the idea to, like, when you're going to edit and all of that stuff, to learn newer stuff, like new things that you wanted to implement in your videos? Because I think that's one of the things I've noticed with you. like with After Effects.
Yeah.
Just going to that spot there. Like, did you start with After Effects, or were you a Premiere first and then?
I started Premiere.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I started like because it's all Adobe, so it's all connected.
Yeah, Adobe. Yeah,
you know. But I started with Premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think.
And then because there's certain things you can't do on Premiere, you have to do on After Effects. So that's why I was like, you know, once you start upgrading, you have to, like, you know, level up.
Yeah.
You know, so so I had to learn different things in After Effects. But now, like, I'm learning new things on Blender.
Yeah.
You know, because like the game's always changing. You know, so you got to develop your skills and keep going higher and higher.
Yeah.
And then you get new clients and they're like, oh, I like this style. And then he's like, can you do this? I was like, no, I can't, but I'm going to give it a crack. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's my mindset, you know? It's like, most of the time I don't know what I'm doing, but I still do it anyway, you know?
Well, the funny thing about it to me anyways is like, you know how you just said that? You're like, oh, I'm not sure, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
But when I see your stories and how you put up, it looks like you've known how to do it for a while. Like, legit, bro. I watch and I'm like, bro, it looks like you just figured it out, but the way you made it come together, to me, it's like I feel like you've done it much longer than what you say. You know, is that something that that you have? Like, do you have the ability to learn things quite quickly?
I think, like, throughout my whole life, I pick up things pretty naturally and pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's like most things, sports or whatever. You know, you can show me once and I can do it again.
Yeah, true.
But I always like dabbled before, like electronics and all that kind of thing, coming like when I was young.
Yeah.
And I just liked all that visual stuff, and then just learning off tutorials.
Yeah.
But like when I'm watching stuff, I'm like, I reckon I know how to do that, so I'm gonna give it a crack.
Yeah.
So and then then I do it, and I was like, bro, it's actually harder than what it is, you know. And then okay, I'll take my time, learn and all that stuff. Because you have to develop your skills.
Yeah, you know, right?
You get to a point and you're like, you know, it gets stagnant, and you're just sitting on this plateau, and you're like, bro, the game's changing, so you got to change with it, because then people's like, oh, I'm not going to go to him because he can't do what I want. You know? So you got to learn new things and do new tricks, all that kind of stuff. Even though you might not like it, you know, someone might want it. So it's just having all those tools under your belt. Just so when it comes like, bro, can you do this? I was like, oh, I can now. So yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man. You've never, or it's never crossed your mind that it's too much, or?
No, we never want to stop learning, you know?
100%. And I think that's the big thing. Like, it goes back to what you said, like time, everything, like with time, everything changes, everything evolves. We got to keep up with it, because if we don't, we'll get left behind. You know?
Exactly. But I feel like it always returns back to, you know what I mean? Just like a trend, you know, the trends just die, and then they're like, and everyone's like, oh, bro, can you just make it look like this? And it goes, oh, well, how we're doing it a few years ago. Yeah, that's sweet, easy, you know what I mean? That's how I found it, like with portrait videos, you know, I reckon they'll die off, and then everyone will go back to watching landscape. That's why I always post my stuff landscape. But because of the algorithms, they fit better with portrait videos, you know? I just like the look. For me personally, I like the look.
I love landscape too, bro. I think when we first started, that was kind of like the look back then. Vertical came in. I know for me, when vertical came, it was really hard for me to make the switch, because I just wasn't used to everything, you know, just squeezing into that type of frame.
I just don't like, because like you miss out on so much what's happening on the side.
All
you
that
know, like
detail
the shot could be
information.
banger, like, you know, like, oh, I wish like they could see the full frame. But like it still looks good, like portrait, you know what I mean?
No, that's good, bro. So going from all that skill work, or your workflow, because it's quite full on, bro. I'm assuming your whole year is pretty stacked, bro.
Most of it. So I'll go for the year and I just try planning. You know what I mean? This should take about this long to edit and give me my time, so I'm not like overdoing myself. Because reason why I like this job is because of the balance it gives me. Like the time I have with my family. That's the most important time. Making time for them. I usually just plan out what I can do, you know, and most clients understand, you know. You just like, most of the events they go, oh, this is what I'm doing, oh yeah, sweet, I'll book me in for then, and then I know, like, I can book something at the end of that month. And so just, you know, strategically planning your whole year. rather than like, but then I do get like heaps of jobs where like, or like I don't have anything for 2 weeks, and then 6 people will call me on one day and they're like, bro, can you do something this week? I'll be, yeah, and then the next person, yep. And before I know, I've got like 6 jobs in like 2 weeks, and you're like flat out, you know, trying to smash out. But comes with the job.
That's one thing that I admire about you, is like how you get your family involved with this stuff. It's very different, because I think, I'm just trying to think, I think there's no one else in my circle that does what you do. You know, you involve your wife, take your kid around when you can. How's that been for you?
Well, it's the best of us. I think you know as yourself, being a dad, the joys that having a kid is it's the best 100%. Thing in life, bro. Because when I got made redundant, or when I was at the airport, when I was working at the airport, COVID hit, and I stayed home, and my son was just born. So I had like, 10 weeks or however long we were at home for, and I was like, bro, I love this feeling. I just want to be home all the time. And then when I got made redundant that same year, I went fully to filming. I'm always home with my wife and my son. So I was like, I love this feeling, and that's why everywhere I go, if I book a job somewhere else, I was like, I'm taking them with me. I think for me to provide the best work I can, I need to feel like I'm at home too. And that's so I'm with them, So if I'm working away, I go film out the day, I come back to my room and they're there, So I don't need to worry. I'm not stressing like, oh, how are you guys? They're already here with me, so I can still provide my best work. But then again, if they can't make it, I'm still gonna do my best to do the best work I can as well.
That's beautiful, man. I just because you just shared that, I understand where you're coming from. Because it's like when I'm at home and I'm editing, just the fact that I'm there, and I know that even if my wife is just down like a couple of rooms, my kids are there, there's a sense of calmness, and peace in me, because I'm like, I know that they're there. So like I understand what you mean when you need them with you, or you have them with you, you can give your best, because you don't have to think about that, or worry
just
about that
aspect.
Oh, that's cool, man. And she's been enjoying the ride.
Loves
has been
really
enjoying
it. Starting to pick it up.
Second camera operator.
So she was my second camera operator for one of the music festivals at Jamming. Loved it, bro. Now she's good, bro. So at the same time as filming, she was like selling me off to other people. They're like, one of the guys like from Common Kings were there. They're like. Like could see me like filming and editing. They was like, who was that guy? So that's actually my husband. This is his Instagram. You want to follow him? You want to do this? And goes, you guys need a videographer? You know what I mean? All that stuff that like
she's
I don't really use it. Of course,
she's proud for you, man.
But that's what you want in like your partner, because they got to sell you as well. They got to back you all the way. It's no use having someone that like you're doing something and they're like, oh, he's just doing it for the sake of it, but you might as well back him all the way, because you all benefit from it, But she loves it. She was doing my styling for like music videos. So she loves being on sets. She's been an extra in heaps of music videos.
I think one of your recent ones.
She's in Funo, man. She's been in heaps of music videos. But like it's crack up. Not just her, like I use all my family, so they're the first people I call if I need extras for music videos. It's my family. My family, my cousins, friends. They come, of course, through. They don't care who it's for. They just show up. They're like, oh yeah, if we can, we'll come. But like, they love it there, because they're all supporting me. My parents, I was like, oh, I need a mum for this video, and my mum, oh yeah, sweet. So she jumped in and done a video. That was for Knox's video. She was a mum in there. And then I needed like a dad.
Did you share that on your story? I think you shared that, and you said your
And then
mom.
my dad's in Fiona Man video, like testing off the kid. It's funny. I was like, Dad, what are you up to? Like, I need an extra, and it's like, all you gotta do is just yell out at a kid like what you used to do to me. And he was like, hey, you stole my daughter's bike. Crack up.
Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. You've got like your whole family involved, but then they also get to see you do what you love. You know what I mean?
I think that was my best music video, like one of the best I've filmed. TYJ, All I Need. I was like the first production that my parents had seen me do what I do. Like I had like think it was like 50 to 100 people in this church, and I was like, "Oh, Mom, we're filming these people. You guys want to come and help out?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, sweet. We'll come and feed everyone. Don't worry, we'll do it."
True.
Yeah. So I was like, "No, I'll pay for it. It's all part." So they came and cooked, and then like
that's where your giving side comes from. Yeah, because you're a giver, bro.
Yeah, and then
see,
my mom was there with my son, and they're like proud. It's like a proud moment, you know. I was directing the music video, and she's standing there with my son, and she's like, it got like for them to witness me. I was like, I was pretty proud.
Man,
and that's why it would be like one of my like best productions was that one.
Yeah.
And it was good because it was like, you know, it was a Christian rap song. And it was like,
another thing close to your heart, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Shucks, man. This is cool. This is a whole different aspect of, you know, like being a creative, being a videographer, but the way you've gotten everybody that's close to you, you know, everyone that you love, involved. You know, I bet your parents are proud, bro.
Yeah, well, I hope they're proud. You know, you know, for a kid, you're always trying to like, you know, because that's your dad's last name. You know what I mean? So you're always trying to make your parents proud. Yeah. No matter what you do, like, you know, like my dad always says, like, if you're gonna do something, don't waste your time. You know. So it's like you always got to like back yourself and go hard. Like, bro, I'm not where I want to be. I'm still chasing, you know, to go high. You're always trying to be better. But you know, you always try to make them proud and, you know, be happy.
100%.
That's my main thing. It's just like, you know, my parents like, oh, you know, you should be doing this job and that job. I was like, oh, I could, but I'm so happy right now. You know, like I get to hang out with my son all the time. Nearly every day. You know, I work from home. He runs in. You know, sometimes it's like a bit annoying, but it's still a blessing.
100. You know, like you're right. Even though they're running and you're like
in the zone,
you're in the zone, right? But then I think nothing beats that though. Like, you know, it just takes a second or two for you to look at like your kid, and then you just the father side comes in. You have a little break.
Man.
You know,
I can be in the
have
zone,
a little break.
but like they don't understand how long like it takes for you to get in that zone. You know, like and then you're like, oh, get out, you know. But then like you'll stop, and then like that video's done for the day. You know, log off, turn the, you know, and then you can't work again. You know. But it's like it's all good though. We get back to it. You know, and it's work for another day.
I understand, man. Sometimes you'll be jumping on the computer ready to go, right? But you're not ready up here, right? And sometimes, like, I know for me, it's bad, man. Sometimes I look at my phone. Sometimes I just go to YouTube. But then when you're on, bro. Once you're on,
you just gotta go with it.
Sometimes like you can't even stop to eat because you're there, eh?
It might be like 3 a.m. That's when you want to work. You have to get it down. So that's like I do most of my work when everyone's asleep. You know, late. Like it's no good for me. Like, but it works well. You know, so I get to hang out with my family, but. You know, when it's nice and quiet, you're by yourself, and you like, you get stuff done. The work gets done. But most of the bangers I make is in that time.
In that time,
you know, from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. That's where nearly all of my stuff has been made.
Shucks, man.
Like I was on tour doing the Fetu Samoa team, right? And I wasn't even going to make
last year.
Last year
in
PNG, and I was filming, and I was like, you know what? We're watching the Kiwis game, I think. The Kiwis versus Australia, whatever. We're all in the boardroom, and I was like, I'm gonna make a video. Like, I want to make a video to showcase what, like, the ride has been so far. I didn't even plan on doing it, but I made this edit, right? I made it, and then what do you call it? I showed the team. I showed the team. I showed like the coaches and some of the people that were helping out, and they're like, you should play that for coach. And see what he says. And I go, oh, the coach comes in and goes, I heard you got a video. And I was like, yeah. He goes, is it emotional? I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty emotional. Like these guys were all crying. I was crying making it. Like, bro, it was like gun. And then he was like, perfect. We'll play it just before we get on the bus, and then, you know, we'll go and so the girls can watch it, you know. And then he's like, oh yeah, we've got a video here to watch, you know. You know, it went on the lines like, if you don't feel anything from this, you're wearing the wrong colors. You know, like, you know, and then the girls watched
That's
it.
what the coach said?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, on those lines, it was like,
yeah,
and like it just made you feel like you wanted to be there, like you were so proud to be
proud,
there. And then they watch it, and I'm watching the girls cry, and like and I'm filming them, like watching them.
Oh yeah,
because they're talking, and they're like, and then like it got posted to the Tour Samoa like page as well.
Yeah.
And it just made me feel so proud because like I wanted like everyone.
Because you weren't planning on that, right?
No, I wasn't planning on it.
Yeah, man.
But they're like, have you got a video for us to play? I was like, yeah, here. So I sent that one. And knowing it was a banger, but I knew it was gonna hit, bro.
And that was made early hours as well.
In that time, after like everyone had slept, and I've done it all nighter before game day, and I made this. But I was like in that zone, and I was like, but anything for the culture, like those videos, I love making,
Yeah.
And it just hit.
Yeah.
And then
you
like,
can, man. Sorry, bro, to intercept you, but you can feel it, eh?
Yeah.
Like when I watch a clip, I can feel that this one's come from a heart of the creator, the person that made it, because of what you said. That's when I feel like, oh, bro, Ruff loves this culture, bro, because you can see it through the clip. Yeah. So dang, so you did that, and then
I did that, and it was one of the best feelings, bro. It's just like, and then the girls, like watching the girls cry, and then I was like, fuck, we're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this game today, bro. I was like walking down the foyer. I was like, we got this, bro. The girls are amped, bro. Yeah, it was gone.
Dang, that's a hit, bro.
Yeah,
that's a hit, eh?
Yeah.
Moments like that.
Yeah.
For you, I'm pretty sure, bro, you agree with it. Like it confirms to you, like the lane you're in right now, what you're doing right now in this point in your life, is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yep.
I know for me, like feedback can like change my whole feeling. You know what I mean? Like when people watching it, they're like, bro, that was so beautiful. Like you're gifted, whatever it is. Like it really makes you feel special.
Yeah, it does.
And
but everyone should be complimented, and everyone should take compliments.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
that's a big one.
Most
to
of the time,
take
like,
the compliment.
being humble is like, oh okay, just take it.
Yeah,
because
it's rightfully yours.
Yeah,
like
you
for
work
them
hard
to give
for
it. Exactly, but all those hours, right? All that time, all those like less sleep that you get. It's always for that.
What you do for
you to get that compliment, and you get it, so you wear it like a badge,
Hard.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, man.
What a moment for you, man.
It was good.
Shucks.
It was done. I filmed like some amazing things, bro. Like seen some amazing things.
If I were to say, and this might be this is just a question off the top of my head, bro. If you're to pick a category of everything you've shot, festivals, weddings, whatever it may be, is there one of them that is your favorite at the moment? Or?
I don't know. At the moment, I'd probably say like music festivals.
Music festivals,
just the environment, like being so fast, and because I love music.
Yeah.
And you can be creative pretty fast. You know what I mean? Like
being a dancer too, bro. You love energy.
Yeah.
When you get energy from the crowd, bro, that hits too.
Yeah.
So you've got all that in one.
Yeah. So because I was a dancer. Shout out Ice Fam. Hey! So that's why my name is Ruff Pops, because I come from from Ice Fam, and because I was a dancer, break dancer, all that kind of stuff, I put that into like how I mix my videos. So mixing my songs, and then like how I determine where I cut my videos is how I would like dance to my music. So when it goes boom boom, and you're like so I like if I feel the music, like music videos, that's how I like where I cut my videos, because I'm going off the beat
on that.
Boom 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 boom, it's like how I was dancing. So that's how I cut my videos.
Man.
And how I edit my videos is how I would be dancing. I'll take the music in and out, bring up the and then drop, all that kind of stuff.
That's a good tip, man.
Yeah.
I think while we're on this topic as well, with your name, Ruff Pops.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it before, but I feel just highlight it a little bit more for Redeemer visuals. Like, how did that name come up, and why do you have two?
Yeah. So initially, when me and my wife were traveling, well, before that actually, I got the Redeemer statue in rear. The Christ the Redeemer statue. Got it on my back. Because I love Jesus, and it was like one of the places I've always wanted to go to. So I tattooed that on my back, and when we're traveling around the world, I'd throw the redeemer, like exact same as the statue. Take the photo, so I'd take Jesus everywhere I went, and I'd throw it up. And then we had a blog, we're just posting pictures on Insta, but the page was called Throw the Redeemer.
Yeah.
So when I started doing videos, it was called Throw the Redeemer Visuals, but I was like, but it's too long. So I just cut off the front two and then just left the Redeemer Visuals. But then I was doing music videos as well, but I didn't want to like, I wanted to separate it because I was like trying to bring wedding clients and more corporate stuff, real estate, but I didn't want it to clash with all the drill music. So I had separated the pages, but I'm still the same person. Ruff Pops just under the umbrella, like it's all Redeemer, but the same person. It's just AKA. But everyone's like, "Oh, are you Ruff? I thought he was Asian." I was like, well, I'm not Asian. No. So that's the difference. But I'm the same thing, same person.
Same person. That's it. That's it. There you go, man. There you have it. 2 names, same person. But it's good. It like what we talked about before. Depending on the client, depending on who's reaching out to you and what kind of work they're after. If they want to see your past work, which ones to send them to, right? And
because both names attract different clients. So like Ruff Pops, they go to like their drills or whatever. Bit harder stuff where I didn't want that to come to the Redeemer page. I just wanted to show like a different side of me. I wanted like a wedding person, like they were after a wedding video, and they wouldn't go to Ruff Pops, they'll go to Redeemer page. And they say, that's I like this guy. And then when they find out, I was like, hey, you shot my cousin's music video. And and they were all standing like,
Would some people say that to you at a wedding? Would be like, hey, didn't you shoot the music clip?
Some at a wedding? Some. Like I work with my other guys, they shoot like mental health retreats. But that's the thing there. So like, before we met this guy, he had never done like any of this work before. He usually shoots music videos, he shoots weddings and all this stuff, and then they're like, the face changes, they're like, but it's like, but having all that underneath my belt, it just allows for me to, it's just a versatility, so I can like, adapt and do different things, add this element from the music videos to this, to that. And then
that's a big front foot for you, bro. Like because you have a massive stretch. Man, big advantage for you, and it's good. Because you can handle that. I know for some of us, we can try. You know what I mean? We can try, but then we'll know. It's not really
doesn't work for
suited for me, right? But you're one of the few, man. I think there's only a few that I could count on one hand that do what you do. Have a very diverse portfolio like that. But hats off to you,
Sure.
But I think, because we've had a mean chat, I think just to wrap up on the last part, we've been talking about a lot of good highs, But I just want to kind of flip it a little bit and like talk on, has there ever been any struggles with this, with the creative side for you, like creative blockage or, have you ever been through those type of phases? And if you have, like, what have you done to come out of it or stay focused? Whatever.
So, man, like, in all honesty, it's pretty tough. Like, when you go full time and you're all in, you don't have any sick days or annual leave. So, all that stuff falls on you. So you have to work pretty hard. Finding clients, doing all that kind of stuff, that's all tough. And I think when you're like, having booked so much work for yourself, and I think that's like the tough times. You're like, it can affect you in some ways, but I'm just always trying to be happy, I think that's what gets me through it all, hanging with my family and all that, like, and praying, and like most of the time it all works out. I always end up getting a client or like meeting someone that it all leads to something, doing some like community work or something, and it leads to something good.
True.
But I always get like blockages, but I think, say like for me, lucky for like weddings, say like I might take a while to edit, so I just take a break and edit something else. Like it might spark something up over here,
that's a good tip, eh? When you come to a point and if you're editing something and you just can't, you can't go no more, right? It's just like, I'm blank. Stop that one and then start another project.
Yeah, you know, just try to start something. Just to try to get the ball rolling, you know. Because sometimes, like, you know, something might be going a bit slow here. Like, so like it's all for me. It's like a wedding, you know, because I have to be like emotionally invested in like a thing, and like it might take me a while just to get into it. So like I need to get like the juices flowing. So like edit something a bit faster just to get me in the zone a bit more, and then like okay, we'll go in now. We'll dive in now.
Yeah, true. Okay. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Or something like that. You know, it's just getting your motivation. That's how I feel motivated. Yeah. You know, I just try to edit something else, and then I'll get back to it. Yeah. And just cool. Getting out, man. Getting out, like lucky for my freedom that I can do that. Like, you know, I just take my son, we go out for a day. Yeah. Just like for that creative. Just takes you off a little bit. You get fried, bro. Your brain gets fried. Yeah. Like, you know, sometimes you just want to sit there and just like, you know, I have a bed in my what do you call office? An office. Yeah. Yeah. Right, if I feel
I'm the same.
You know, I'll be editing. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go lie down. Yeah. And I'll just fall asleep. You know, it's probably what I needed. You know. Yeah. But then I get back to it. Yeah. I'm just taking some time, eh? Yeah.
And I think that that's something that gets a little bit overlooked sometimes, right? Yeah. It's because you kind of put that expectation or that pressure on yourself. Because most of the time it's like that, eh? We just put it on ourselves, and we're like, no, I gotta get this out because maybe you wanna make the client happy or you know, be ahead of time, whatever the case may be. But sometimes, like I know for myself, there are times when I took a break, bro, and then when I came in, I didn't stop. You know, you just like start editing from where you left off, and then you finish it way before time.
I think like the best way is probably, I never do it like that, but I think if you start editing your video from like the night you finish shooting to like the next 3 days, it's probably the best time to do your edit.
Yeah, true.
Because you're in the zone and you're still fresh with the project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but when I like for myself, because I pick up so many jobs and like I have so much work on, like I leave it too long, and then like I get to the point like, oh, but I have to get to that edit. You know, I have to like bring myself back into the zone, into like how I was on that day, and then we can edit. You know, so leaving it too long is kind of affects how you would edit as well.
Yeah. That makes sense, bro. Yeah. Go home and then, because you're still there, right?
So like, if you get down, just lay it down. Like, you know, start trimming your stuff. You know, just try. You know, I've only done it a few times. You know, I could do it more, but I don't. You know.
Yeah.
But I think when you come in there and you're fresh in that mindset, you'll get so much done. Yeah.
That's a good tip, bro. That's a really, really good tip. I like the one.
But you don't want to get it done that quick, because then the client expectations, they're like, oh, this guy can do it there pretty quick, you know? And then it's like, all right, we'll go to this guy because he can just have it to us next day, you know? But
because they have a reference point. Oh, you remember that last project? You slapped it out like
you know. You know, some videographers will wreck it for other people like that. You know, it's like, but this guy done a banger in half a day. You know, you're like, oh, bro. You should go to that quadrant.
Sometimes that's the best way. It's just like, because now that you said that, it just opened up another thing for me. And this is something an experience I had in the past, where people send me a video, or they'll hit me up, they're like, oh dude, can you do my wedding? All goods. Yeah. I'm down for it. But then when they send me a clip and they say, can you do it like this? Right? For me, because I already have my look, right? It's hard for me to try and recreate another person's look, especially if it's not something that's normal to me. You know? So my best advice to those people is like, look, go to them. Go to that person.
That's the first thing you should do, is be honest.
100.
With yourself. If you know you can't do it, say you can't do it.
Exactly.
And then you don't want to do it, and you're like, bro, I wish I just said no. And then it's more trouble for you.
Some cases they would say to me, the reason why they asking me is because I'm cheaper than that person, right? It makes sense for me to tell them that that's probably why they're expensive, is because it took them that long to get that type of look, right? So if you love it, pay them for their time and their skill, because that's what they're doing.
Taking the time to learn.
Save me all my stress of trying to, because it'll probably take me maybe twice as long to try and get it somewhat close to what they've given me. You know, and I think that's comes down to every creative, like, you know, being respectful of your art and being like, go to Ruff's, you know, that's Ruff's look there, bro. If he charges that X amount, all goods. You know you're definitely gonna get that to go to him, right? Vice versa. But that's just my own thought process. I'm just like, why would I stress myself of like trying to relearn all of this? Someone gave me something and be like, oh, can you do this blender thing? I'm gonna say no straight away, because that's just not me. You know. But I think that's something important, is just like appreciating everybody's art, but then also, if you can, man, send the people to where you know that they should go to.
Definitely.
You know.
Hard, man.
But
you
that's
gotta help everyone, eh?
And 100%. Because I think for you, like what we were talking about before, sorry bro, we'll wrap it up on this one.
All good.
Is relationships, right? That's a big one for you. If someone asks you, I think one of the Sefa, that's what he brought up to me one day when we were having a conversation. He said that he asked you for some advice, and that was what you told him. Was like, you know, build relationships. You know? Why is relationships so massive for you? Networking.
But like, you know, for me, I want to be happy, and the more people I can be happy with, you know, it's better for me.
100.
You know, it's like you want more people at your table kind of thing. But for me, relationships, you know, I'm always trying to pass on the knowledge. You know what I mean? It's for free, but for me, you know, I had heaps of people gatekeep heaps of stuff for me, so I had to learn on my own. But it don't need to be like that. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to pass it on. Whoever messaged me, bro, I've had people message me from like America, all that stuff. You know, other poly creatives. And I just want more poly creatives. You know, so I'm always pushing for it. And Seth, you know, I had him on. I give him what my knowledge is your knowledge. That's what pretty much I told him. You know, it's like, oh, how do you do it like this? You know, I'll tell him, or like everyone else, like, oh, this is how I'll do it here, bang, basic knowledge or whatever. If you want more, just always let me know. And now they're like, bro, how do you do your look like this? I was like, oh, this is how I do it. Here, have my luck. You can have this, you know, and I send it to them, you know. You know, everyone could have the same tools, you know, like we can all have the, you know, get the same videos, but we all make a different edit. You know. Man, that's, and I think that's one of the blessings that we have from our time. Is that we went through what we went through, right? There's nothing we could do about it. But we can change it for the next round, the next round. And I think, like, even with you answering and helping those people, you're still gonna grow. You know what I mean? Like there's no. Like for me, you know, I always think there's plenty of work for everyone. Some people are only like, oh, no, I'm not gonna tell them because they're gonna take work from me. Like, bro, people will want people for. You know what I mean? Like, even if they're cheaper, like, oh, I only went them because it was my mate. It's like, all good. You know? Like, I went this because they were a little bit cheaper. That's fine. There's plenty of work, but doesn't mean that I'm not gonna stop teaching people. Like, bro. Or helping people. You know?
See, like a good way to look at it is like weddings, right? Weddings will go.
Someone's always getting married.
When, right?
Someone's always getting married. You know?
So there might not even be enough like wedding videographers, you know. We don't know, but like you said, there's always work out there, right? I'll get mine, maybe there'll be another person that wants to get married like the following week or the same weekend, someone else, right? Like it's just it's
like you get more work from it as well, having all these relationships. But for me, like, I have, you know, all these boys that I know, Colin, Parker, you know, all these other guys, Mike, Mika, you know, if I can't do something, they're like the first names here's the profiles of the boys I know, hit them up if they're free, you know, or whatever. They might not do it, but, you know, at least I've given it to them.
That's cool, because, you know, like you understand, bro, when you give, bro, it always comes back. You know, it's a funny.
I'm just trying to be genuine, as you know, as genuine as you can. You know, you know.
That's good, bro.
Always trying to give back. Pay it forward, whatever. Help.
And it's good, bro. I think, like, in your heart you feel good too. That you'll help somebody. Especially like you said, like our people, man. The more we see, like, I know for me, every time I see like a new poly coming into the game, bro, I get excited, because what they go through, it makes me smile because I
Yeah,
remember that spark. I remember that feeling like when you're excited, you're like, wow, I'm gonna go shoot.
Bro. It makes you feel good too.
It
makes you feel good, like doing all these projects and meeting people, meeting new clients. Like, you know, I met heaps of clients, and like, you know, like returning clients too, and they keep bringing, like, because they, you know, you're like got a bond now. And you know, and they feel comfortable in front of the camera with you. And how you guys work, and you know, that's how they meet my family, and they know my son's name, all that kind of stuff. And and it's just really grateful for those people. Because they like, you know, they feed my family.
100%. At the end of the day, that's what it is, right? They help you take care of yours, right?
As well as like helping me elevate. That's the main thing, is that they feed my family.
Fire, bro. That's it. That's it, bro. Shot Ruffs, man. Thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it, heaps.
Easy.